Wait till we're up before we put the slide deck up.
You jumped down. I didn't push you down. You jumped down.
All
I
right.
keep picking you up.
All right, we are live on YouTube. All right, we can bring up the slide deck. Thank you. All right, for those of you who were not here last week, just a little orientation. We made a small purchase of the visual tefillah for the Slichot and the month of Elul. So we are making good use of the liturgy
Come over
for
here.
Elul.
Come here.
So you'll notice that the slide deck looks different. And we're utilizing this lovely liturgy, which is quite different than what we're used to. And it looks very different as well. So enjoy. We're going to begin our, whoops, let's mute everybody. Begin our Shabbat worship with the singing of L'chuna Ranana. Oops, one more. Was it not going? There we go. We're going to continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Is there somebody who would like to share the blessing? Either with candles in your home or the candles on the page.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvot tov v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Shabbat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll let you in on a secret about how one should pray the sunset prayer. It's a juicy bit of praying, like strolling on grass. Nobody's chasing you. Nobody hurries you. You walk toward your Creator with gifts in pure, empty hands. The words are golden. Their meaning is transparent. It's as though you're saying them for the first time. If you don't catch on, then you should feel a little elevated. You're not praying the sunset prayer. The tune is sheer simplicity. You're just lending a helping hand to the sinking day. It's a heavy responsibility. You take a created day and you slip it into the archive of life, where all our lived out days are lying together. The day is departing with a quiet kiss. It lies open at your feet while you stand saying the blessings. You can't create anything yourself, but you can lead the day to its end and see clearly the smile of its going down. See how whole it all is, not diminished for a second, how you age with the days that keep dawning, how you bring your lived out day as a gift to eternity. We continue with Lecha Dodi. I orient myself to the east, facing the land of Israel. I align myself with my people, embracing a noble tradition. I enlist the work of justice, repairing a broken world. I take upon myself this mitzvah. Wherever you go, be a blessing. Yitzkada v'yitzkada shemei rabba. Be'amad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayetecho beit Yisrael. Ba'agala ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך, לעלם לימי המיה, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בימה, Vimeru. Amen. We continue with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. All of them are travelers, bodies in motion, obedient servants of celestial laws. Moons orbit planets, planets circle stars. Stars spin around galaxies, galaxies cluster, drawn by dark matter. Superclusters flow, driven by dark energy. All of us are travelers, bodies in motion, unwitting servants of the flow of time. Within us, atoms vibrate, electrons whirl, and we are changing, aging, spinning our own orbits, drawn together, drifting apart, driven by forces we barely understand. Particles of matter in perpetual motion. We yearn for clarity and calm, strength to master our own dark energies, and to counter the darkness in our world. As we lift our gaze to the starlight, may we lift ourselves to embrace a higher law. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. If you find joy in Torah, you'll sit with the sages and drink their words, your soul refreshed, like a tree by stream of water. Wisdom will follow you all the seasons of your life, celebration in the sunlight, consolation in the night. Your roots will grow deep. You'll anchor yourself in courage and hope. You'll savor and cherish the true work of your hands. Your passion for life will not wither or fade. They'll treasure the lessons you leave behind. Remember what you taught in word and deed, and those who come after you will honor your path. Ma ahavti Toratecha kol hayom hisichati. How I love your Torah all day. It is my conversation. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha uvlachtecha v'aderech u'shofpecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Lema tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. Truth and faith, these are fundamental to our existence. God alone is their source, and we are Israel, a people of God. Our sovereign saves us from tyranny, redeems us from its violence through countless wonders, from its brutality through great feats beyond measure. We are Israel, a people of God, the giver of life, who would not let our feet give way, the maker of miracles for us against Pharaoh, of signs and portents in the land of Egypt, the one who brought our people Israel from its midst to enduring freedom. Witnesses to this heroic might, the people thanked and praised God by name, freely accepting the reign of heaven. Then Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang to you this song of utter joy. Yai bye bye bim bitty bum, yabba bye bye bim bum. Yai bye bye bim bitty bum, yabba bye bye bim bum. Ay hi da di di hi, yabba bye bye bim bum. Ay hi da di di hi, yabba bye bye bim bum. Ni kamo ha bai li ma do dai. Ni kamo ha ne dar ba kodesh. No ha ti lo to all si bella. No ha ti lo to all si bella. Mahale hu de hara u fanecha. Okay ayam li femo sha u Miriam. Ze'eli anu ve'amru. Adonai moch le'olam va'ed. Yai bye bye bim bitty bum, yai bye bye bim bum. Yai bye bye bim bitty bum, yai bye bye bim bum. Ay yai da di di di, yai bye bye bim bum. Ay yai da di di di, yai bye bye bim bum. Marki Adonai et Yaakov, ugia lo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch ata Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Fall of evening, darkness all around us. The 3-year-old wakes up crying, sees monsters in the shadows, and we lie awake for hours, dreading monsters that are real. Eventually you learn there are no charmed lives, no special immunity from suffering and loss. We cannot pray for safety, only for the strength to endure. So let us build a canopy while we can, for the darkness falls on all of us. There is no shelter from the shadows, no protection from the terrors of night, nothing but the warmth of a loving touch, comforting reminder, you are not alone. Wow, I'm in the wrong key. Sorry. There we go. Unless we aspire to the utmost, we shrink to inferiority. Prayer is our attachment to the utmost. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rav lehoshia, morid hatal. Mechakel chaim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al givurot, umido melach, melach memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahallelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Blessed are you, Adonai. Whoops. The unending source of holiness. God who is ours and God of our fathers and mothers, may our rest on this Shabbat bring you pleasure. May lead us to holiness through your mitzvot, and may each of us find a portion of Torah that is ours. You bestow such goodness, teach us to be satisfied and to know the joy of your salvation. Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart. Let your holy Shabbat be our heritage, embraced freely and with love. And may all our people bring holiness to your name and by resting on this day. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Our praise to you, Eternal One. You bring holiness to Shabbat. God who is ours, God of all generations. To you we are grateful forever, rock and protector of our lives. Your saving power endures from age to age. We thank you and tell the tale of your praise. Your power is your power in our lives, your caring for our souls, the constant miracle of your kindness. Morning, noon, and night, we call you goodness, for your compassion never ends. We call you mercy, for your love has no limit. We call you hope, now and for all time. And for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised, our gratitude a daily offering until the end of time. And may all life resound with gratitude and faith in praise of your name. God, you free us and strengthen us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lechana'el lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Oseh HaShalom. Blessed is the Eternal One, the eternal source of shalom. Take a few moments of silent reflection, accompanied with the stylings of Mike Stern. Our thoughts turn to those in need of healing, those in our community, those close to our community. Sharon Barr, Marcy Berman, Carol Castro, Isaac Cohen, Sarah Cohen, Sylvia Cohen, Susan Cooley, Kay Cosby, Bruce Dalby, Carolyn Dowland, Stuart Dowland, Don Elmore, Steve Feynman, Bernice Fischel, Justin Folk, Palmira Garcia, Michelle Harvard, Matt Kiefer, Juliana Lesher, Jana Lesser, Olivia Martinez, Jean McPhee, Dan McShane, Mike McNearney, Tom Moore, Charles Patrick, Ruth Ann Paul, Jeanette Pierce, Ken Samet, Diana Samuels, Ron Stevens, April Singer, Emilio Vasquez, Susan Weber, Marcia Gorin Wesser, Kay Williams. I want to add to the list the families of those who were killed in Afghanistan, and of course, those who are suffering from COVID. And I also want to say that we're so glad that Wendy Drezick has come off the refuah list. So we're thrilled about that. And we're so glad that she has returned to good health. Are there others for whom we are praying for healing this Shabbat?
Sandy Balfour,
Thank you.
Aiden Thomas,
Thank you.
Jacob Blake, David Fishelman, Jonathan Lightman, Mark Gorodetzer, Jerry Remy, Ray Fossey.
Thank you. For those who have been named and for those we name in our hearts, we say, Misha Berach, Avotenu, V'imotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, V'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah, Hu Yivarech et HaCholim Shelanu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem Lahachalimam U'Rapotam Ulahachazikam V'Yishlach Lahem Mehera Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf Hashta Be'agala V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar Amen. And we join together to sing Misha Berach. Debbie Friedman. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. In my Shabbat message, which you received in your email this morning, I wrote about the opening verses of this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, and the ritual offering of first fruits. When we are blessed with abundance, not only do we express gratitude to the source of all blessing, but we are obligated to be the source of blessing to others through tithing, the sharing of abundance, and the creating of economic justice in our society. And then we fast forward to Deuteronomy chapter 27, where we learn that the leaders of the tribes are commanded to shout blessings and curses at the people from atop two different mountains. We've seen these mountains a few parshiot ago. Mount Gerizim, the blessings from Mount Gerizim. Aside for a moment. There we go, that's better. The blessings from Mount Gerizim on one side, and the curses from Mount Ebal on the other side. The basic idea is that if we follow God's commandments, we will be blessed. If we don't, we will be cursed. The text then goes on to list the curses and the blessings. The blessings are pretty standard: long life, health, prosperity. The curses, on the other hand, are pretty brutal. Everything from plagues and famine to actually, and this is going to be hard to take, being forced to eat your own children. As curses go, it doesn't get any worse than that. Every time I read this text, I picture a valley with a mountain on either side. The leaders of the tribes are divided up on the mountains, and the people are in the valley. Sometimes I imagine that all the blessings are shouted first, and then the curses follow, because the text is unclear on this. Other times, I imagine that all the blessing that the people on each mountain are answering one another. Blessing, curse, blessing, curse, blessing, curse. But sometimes I hear both sides screaming at the same time, with the people in the valley hearing curses in one ear and blessings in the other. After a while, it becomes impossible to tell the difference between the two sides. Blessings and curses become intertwined and interchangeable. The last image is the one that sticks with me the most. Think about it. Sometimes blessings and curses do get mixed up. Have you ever found yourself in a situation that you thought was going to be horrible, and after it was over, you realized it was actually pretty cool? Or on the other hand, have you ever really looked forward to something and afterwards you realized it wasn't what you thought it was going to be? Sometimes blessings turn into curses, and sometimes curses turn into blessings. Life can be funny that way. For example, no one would suggest that a worldwide pandemic that is already stretched on for 18 months would ever be a good thing. There is no doubt that COVID is the worst curse that most of us will see in our lifetime. Yet, even so, how many of us can find moments of blessing that have resulted because of the pandemic? More time to spend with family, healthier eating habits, more mindful practices, more reading, no commute. These are just a few of the ones that I've heard of. In some of my circles, we've been discussing what are our COVID keepers. what blessings have come out of this time that we want to hold on to and maintain once our lives get back to a new normal. There are times where it can take a while to know whether something is going to be a blessing or a curse. When we are in the middle of a situation, it can be sometimes, when we're in the middle of a situation, it can sometimes be hard to distinguish what's really happening. The Baal Shem Tov taught that evil, or in our case, curse, was a temporary manifestation of the as yet hidden good. It had a subsidiary function, acting as a kind of footstool to the good. His concern was to liberate the good within the evil. The Baal Shem Tov stressed the necessity for transforming evil into good, the unholy into the holy. In other words, in every situation, no matter how dire or bleak it seems, one can always find the blessing. And if we return to the beginning of our parsha, it would seem to me that the source of such blessing is gratitude. In order to find gratitude during challenging life situations, we have to look beyond ourselves and at the same time, deep within ourselves. Doing that requires a tremendous amount of inner strength, which we can draw from our faith in God and support of our community. By recognizing what is good in our lives and taking the time to express our gratitude for it on a regular basis, we do, as the Baal Shem Tov suggested, transforming our curses into blessings. May we choose to hear the blessings being shouted from the mountaintop. May we choose to be the blessings to the vulnerable in our society. And may we choose to realize the blessings in the world and in our lives. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. David.
Hi there. Okay, sorry to walk in a little late. Got a little computer burp. Okay, want to thank everybody for coming. I noticed we have about 18 computers plugged in, which probably works out to be about 25 people, or maybe a little more. Very nice turnout. Okay, I noticed in case you haven't seen it, the JCC website is announcing that they have special High Holy Day hours. So if you are planning to do anything over there, you might want to check the website, see when they're open. The information for High Holiday services is repeatedly posted. So you can read as well as I can talk. Okay. We noticed we got a very nice good sized list of registrations for the services. If you haven't done your registration yet, please do so. The security people need to get the list made up so that they know when the time comes. We don't get Zoom bombed. Also, on the other side, possibly the curse mountain, the number of people who have reserved prayer books is substantially less than the people who are coming to the service, or at least that's the way it looks. So, this is one of these blessing and curse type things, which may be one of the reasons why you cannot find a one-handed rabbi. If you please, this weekend, right after services, whatever, if you need a prayer book, reserve a pair so that Lisa can make appropriate arrangements and we can actually get them to you. If we can't get it in by this Sunday, her hands are tied. And absent a prayer book, you may be sat there trying to imagine what really will not be up on the computer screen this year. So kind of give us a little help with that. Also, so we shouldn't worry. If you already have your prayer books, or Kindle, or if not Kindle, maybe a real fire. You can an email saying we got it, we're all set. Would probably be kind of nice. Only take you a couple seconds, and then we won't look at the two numbers and sit there. Lisa and I are out of fingernails here, so. Okay, with that, I look forward to seeing all of you. And Lisa, excellent sermon.
Thank you.
As far as what looked like a good deal didn't turn out so well, and what you were worried about may it turn out a lot better. I think any of us who have done any dating can relate to the situation. So on that note, back to you, darling.
All right. So I do want to point out, so the numbers of the people who responded for the mock source have gone up since I sent out the email this morning. So thank you. I do want to mention that 24 hours before services start for Rosh Hashanah, the Zoom registration closes, because I need, I need a little bit of sanity to to prepare, and I can't be logging people in up until the very last minute and getting the list to our Zoom person, our Zoom manager. So, and please, we would love to have people participating in services. Just click that link in the email, in the little reflection that I sent out this morning. We would love to have you participate if you haven't already signed up. But I'm assigning parts this weekend, so do it quickly. That would be great. All right, we're going to continue with Aleinu L'Shabeach. Thank you, Adam. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Teit Gedula L'Yotzer Breshit, Shehu Notei Shamayim V'Yosei Haaretz, U'Moshav Yikaraho B'Shamayim Mima'al, U'Shchinatu Zo B'Gofei Meramim, Hu Eloheinu Ein Od, Va'anachnu Koreim, U'Mishtachavim U'Modim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu Yehyeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad. Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, those who died at the season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Remember those observing Yahrzeit: Albert Davis, grandfather of Gail Kipp; Isidore Sofer, father of Sandra Singer; Leonard Stein, father of Lee Markman. Remember 10 people who perished in the Holocaust: Rosina Divalenka, Shuntya Vekt, Jogiva Veerman, Adele Katz, Bertha Kaufman, Rika Kenziorek, Goderta Kokok, Clara Street, Rosalie Van Thien, Judika Vorst. And I apologize for the reading of those names. Is there anybody else who is remembering somebody for Yahrzeit or for Kaddish?
Rabbi Carrie Baker.
Thank you. Of course, you remember those who were killed in Afghanistan this week.
Jerry Gallegos Jr., Fred Halberstadt.
Thank you. Zichronam livracha, their memories are an abiding blessing as we turn to the words of a Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam l'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitdaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Return, Israel, to the one who takes you back in love. Amid shouts of joy to the sound of shofar, the Holy One ascends. Let us ascend as we hear the call of community, the voice of return. Let us ascend as we feel the pull and power of tradition. Let us ascend toward forgiveness and peace of mind, toward heartfelt change and acts of repair. Let us ascend to the sound of shofar. Let us enter the gates of teshuvah. Reach deep into the sanctuary of the heart. Reach beyond to the infinite and eternal. Reach deep with every quiet breath. Reach beyond, summoned by the ancient ringing blast of the shofar. Baruch atah Adonai shomea truah. Blessed are you, Adonai, who hears the sounding of the shofar. Maury, would you do the honors? You could do it from there. Thank you. And for our closing song, before we actually sing our closing song, I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow we usher in the High Holy Days with Slichot, beginning with our program at 8 o'clock. What's your story? It's been in the emails, so it'll be in tomorrow's Elul reflection as well. 8 o'clock, and then the service begins with Havdalah at 9. We're going to conclude with benediction by Beth Schaefer. Comes from this week's Torah portion, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 6. Baruch atah b'boecha, Baruch atah b'tzeitecha. Blessed are you in your coming and your going. May you be blessed when you come in and when you leave. May God bless you again. Amen. 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 That's all there is to it. Try it with me. Baruch atah b'boecha, b'boecha. Baruch atah b'tzeitecha, b'tzeitecha. May you be blessed when you come in and when you leave. May God bless you again. Amen. 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 Who would like to lead us in Kiddush this evening?
I'll be happy to do it.
Awesome, thank you.
Welcome. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'adam v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Melech haolam.
Hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'te'avon. All right, I am taking us, I'm taking us off